What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the video. Today, I'm going to talk about menopause and that glorious time of life where we feel like Mother Nature is kicking our ass and we want to kick her right back. And what I want to do is talk to you about how you can kick Mother Nature in the ass. And hopefully by the end of this, I want you to go kick Mother Nature in the ass. And let's kind of get our life back. So let's talk about menopause and all the things that are kind of happening during this time. We will all experience it a little differently, but in general, we all tend to get a little bit of belly fat going. Some of us will have night sweats. I had a lot of those. We'll have hot flashes where you randomly just start sweating for no apparent reason at any point in time during a day. The lack of sleep or the lack of quality sleep is tremendous, and that will lead to moodiness and maybe even some depression, and how forgetful we can become, like walking into a room and forgetting why we're there. That happens to me frequently. These are all part of this time of life, and if we let it, we can let all of these symptoms just completely run our life. Cloud our judgment, cloud our outlook on everything, and keep us stuck. And what happens is we tend to want to blame menopause for all of our weight troubles. Like we've put on 25 pounds and I blame menopause because it's sitting in my belly. I blame my thyroid. I blame my metabolism. I blame all those buzzwords when the reality is, for the vast majority of us, our weight gain is not from menopause alone, or really very much at all. It is from our lack of activity and lack of nutrition awareness over a long period of time. And I'm talking years and years and years. Like back in our 20s or 30s, we got married and we have a career, and then we have kids, and we're not going to the gym all the time anymore. And we become way less active because our lives have changed. And while we become less active over all of these years, we're not dialing in our nutrition. We're not really even thinking about it. We are thinking about everybody else's nutrition probably, but our own. That's what's causing the weight gain. Our slow metabolism is not really the big player that we think it is. Does our metabolism slow down? Yes, it does, but not to the extent of us gaining 30 pounds. No, it doesn't. Unless you have a diagnosed thyroid issue or something, and your doctor wants to put you on medication and things like that, that could significantly play a role in why you have gained fat. However, even that, you can still lose fat. You may have to change things up a bit, but you can still lose fat. And when you're on medication and things get leveled out, then the playing field is back to normal. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't want to blame this time of life for our weight gain. Let's take a hold of this and take a little responsibility ourselves, because the good news with that is that we can make changes. So we are in control. It may not feel like we are in control, but we are in control. So let's talk about how can we build muscle during this time? How can we get stronger? And how can we lose fat during this time of life? And the formula is not really that different than if we were in our 20s or 30s. We, at this age, just have to be a little bit more on top of it, I think, because things are a little different for us. So basically, as we have been aging, we have been losing muscle for 5 to 7 pounds a decade, give or take. And strength training is what's going to put a halt to that. And strength training is also going to let us build muscle. So the good news is, even if we have been losing muscle over the course of all of these years, we can still build muscle now. It's not too late. That's what strength training will do. So strength training is going to be a huge player for us. Strength training will also help increase our bone density. And yes, we can increase our bone density as we get older. Lifting heavy weight, getting some resistance is what is going to do that. So kind of just walking and that's not what's going to help our bone density. Resistance is what's going to help that. And the great news here is that we can improve our bone density. So many people think that that's kind of, we can't do that. We have to take medications and things. And You don't have to, work with your doctor if you have some severe issues, but generally speaking, eating a proper diet and maybe taking a multivitamin and then doing your strength training, you're going to be fine. And hopefully we can build muscle and increase our bone density, and that's going to take us through our 70s, 80s, 90s, because I plan on being here into the hundreds. So I'm super focused on all of those things. And the great news is that we can do this. We can do this. So strength training is the number one key. Get out there like 3 to 4 days a week. Get to a gym. If you don't know what to do, hire a trainer just for a few sessions to make sure that you're doing things correctly. After that, get an online coach. Get into a program that is that uses progressive overload, so you will get stronger as you go. Your focus just needs to be getting strong. Get as strong as you can. So many things happen when you get strong. So many positive things happen, but building muscle is going to be primary number one, and you need to lift heavy. So what's heavy for you and what's heavy for me could be two very different things. It's all relative. However, you want to make sure that you are challenging yourself. And sometimes we have to step outside of our comfort zone to do that. And that can be really scary if you're not used to it. But once you step out, you stick your big toe out there and start lifting heavy, you're going to see the difference. So lifting heavy is super, super important for increasing muscle mass and bone density. The other thing is going to be obviously your nutrition. And that is the one thing over all of these years that we have just kind of ignored. And we're aware, we're eating healthy. That's kind of where we've left it. And the problem is eating healthy has calories, and we don't think about that as much. Just that we're eating healthy foods, the buzzwords, the healthy fats, the complex carbs, all of those things that are healthy, but we're not paying any attention to how many calories we're eating. That's the biggest problem. So what I recommend you do, and this is going to take some work, you guys, but you can do this, is I want you to, for like a week, just write down every single thing that goes into your mouth. Every single thing, whether it's a bite of this, 3 fries off my friend's plate, whatever it is, jot it down. So you have, at the end of every day, you have a list of everything you put in your mouth. I think that alone will bring up your awareness to what you're eating. And a lot of times that cuts back on mindless eating because you're going to be writing it down and having to take a look at it. Once you've done that, now it's time to find a calorie deficit for you. And you could take a goal weight. Let's say you want to weigh 150 pounds. Okay, take 150, multiply that by 11 and then by 12, and that can be a calorie range for you to start. That means that's how many calories you're going to eat every day. Now remember, this is a place to start. You do that and track that, be consistent with that for 30 days, monitor your progress, and at 30 days, see what you need to do. Maybe you don't need to do anything. If you've been slowly seeing the scale change, or your measurements are slowly changing, or clothes are fitting a little bit better, you don't need to do anything. You keep doing what you're doing because it's working, okay? Don't change it just because you want it to go faster. Remember, there's no rush to this. Take your time, let it come off, but put in the work. And so at the end of 30 days, you'll see if you need to adjust, and if not, you just keep going. But the deal is, you guys, you have to put in the work. You need to be consistent with your calories. And also, let's not forget about protein. Protein is a huge player for fat loss and for building muscle. And so aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight. So if your goal body weight is 150, you're going to aim for 150 grams of protein every day. Will you hit that every day? Maybe not. It's okay. Just be aware of having lean protein all throughout the day and try to aim for 150 grams a day. This is how you get strong. This is how you build muscle during menopause. You guys, you're going to take it over. You're not going to let menopause beat you up anymore. You're going to fight back. I know you can do this. It seems like a lot. If you haven't done any of this before, it might be a little bit overwhelming, but maybe start with just one thing. I made a video about that. If you're overwhelmed with how much you need to change, pick one thing and stick with that. But let's focus on getting our nutrition in check and focus on getting active and lifting heavy weight, try to move every single day. That's how you beat menopause. And you have to do this consistently. You can't do this for a week and then say, screw it, you're tired, you don't want to do it. Because I'll tell you this, consistency is going to win out regardless. It always does. It has never lost. Consistency will win. So if you want to be consistent, you're going to have to do some of these things even when you don't want to do them. And when you do that, you're one step closer to being consistent. And that is one step closer to your goals. And pretty soon it's going to be a habit, and that's just kind of how you are going to live. And it's going to feel great because you're going to feel like you finally have control. So build muscle, you guys. Let's get as strong as we can, and we'll all go lift weights together when we're like 100 years old. That would be like the most amazing thing. So if you have any questions on how you can go about doing this, if you're confused about something, please, please, please let me know. I'm here to help you. Put some comments or questions down below. Please click subscribe. I'm going to be on here a lot, and so you'll know exactly when new videos are coming. And if you have any requests on what you'd like to hear more about, please let me know. So it's time to go get strong, you guys. What are you waiting for? Go to the gym. Let's start lifting some weight, dial in that nutrition, and we'll set the date for our weightlifting day when we're all in our hundreds. Cool? All right. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for being here.